There are games that you grew up with that feel like they've only come out a couple years ago. You know, the 2008 kind of couple years ago. And while games since then has developed and advanced to become major gaming titles that are unforgettable, there stands one above the rest for one of my all-time favorite childhood games. If you clicked on the video, you probably already know what I'm going to be talking about, but if it auto-played it, then you don't know. The cards are in my court now. It's Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Dragon Ball Z! Budokai Tenkaichi 3!
This game came out, at the time of making this video, 15 whole years ago in the distant past of 2007, back when games rarely had any DLC, and I'll get to that subject later. The third in the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and one of the best ones that is agreed upon in the Dragon Ball community, from what I could find in several top 15 Dragon Ball Z game articles, and for some reason it's always number 3. But don't let it be number 3 dissuade you. This game slaps hard. The gameplay pretty much boils down to whatever you can imagine from the franchise. This game has it all. Fast action, super moves that do tons of damage, transformations, fusions, shit-talking? Shit-talking?
Hey, if you keep crying, I will break your neck! You fool! Don't take your eyes off your opponent!
Yeah, this game goes above and beyond an experience by shit-talking to you if you do anything wrong. Miss one attack.
Vegeta, stop it!
Shit-talk. Get hit once.
I didn't think it could go on for this long.
Shit-talk. You can't catch a break at all. I am ashamed to announce this, but this game, seeing his sprites on old Newgrounds and YouTube videos, and seeing Dragon Ball Z Kai and Nicktoons of all places, were my first exposure to the series, possibly the worst entrance starting out. And while this game isn't necessarily a bad place to start, it did kind of make me spoiled in the long run. A quick little fun fact, and I can only state this with 100% certainty, was that when Nicktoons showed Fusion Reborn, the movie, nothing was edited out like it was in the series, so all the blood, swearing, and every action scene that was included was uncut.
He's slaughtered.
I can't run, Kakarot. If I did, then life too would be a hell. If I run, life will be a hell. If I die, it will be a hell. So I only have one choice.
Even Hitler was shown to all the kids and their parents watching, having no idea what the show was about. I can't say the same for the Broly movie since I missed the premiere. Just a small Dragon Ball trivia. Getting back on track to the actual game, this game has a story mode, as many other Dragon Ball games do, that quickly and effectively show the main points in every Dragon Ball saga from the time. The Saiyan saga starts off with Goku and Piccolo battling Raditz to get Gohan back, and with Goku being told that he's a Saiyan. You know, the usual Dragon Ball game stuff. And then after you beat that, you play as Tien, Chiaotzu, Piccolo, Gohan, and then Goku to fight Nappa. With Tien, Chiaotzu, and Piccolo dying to Nappa, Goku fights Nappa to kill him. With the final battle in the Saiyan saga being Goku versus Vegeta, and then Vegeta transforms into the giant ape, which then he defeats, bringing the Saiyan saga arc to a close. Nice and simple. This kind of setup repeats over the course of the entire game with the Frieza saga, Android saga, Majin Buu saga, Special saga, which are the movies, the Dragon Ball GT saga, and the Dragon Ball saga, with there also being a What If saga that you can play that just has a little bit of fun stuff to it. Pretty self-explanatory to what that arc contains. After each arc, the next character in the saga will come in and say hello and then take over for you, which is really neat. Goku and Krillin will talk about their wives, Hercule and Goku will talk to one another, Hercule saying that he's the best martial artist, and then when he leaves, Goku saying he's more of a people person, a martial artist. Kid Goku and adult Goku will interact, and Goku doesn't realize that Kid Goku is actually him from the past. Just these little tidbits that they add in that are really neat. There'll be times in the story mode where you're fighting and for no fucking reason, the CPU will just absolutely kick your ass, not allowing you to do anything about it. I played Tenkaichi 3 a lot after playing Kakarot, and while it took me around an hour or two to beat the Saiyan saga in Kakarot with all of its story and main fighting elements, it only took me around 20 minutes or so to beat the Saiyan saga in Tenkaichi 3. This game is most known for having the most playable characters in any Dragon Ball game with 161 characters, beating Xenoverse 2's 68 playable characters. This includes the Frieza soldiers, each Ginyu Force member, Garlic Jr., Grandpa Gohan, Janemba, the fat one, Majin Buu Pure Evil version, and even Emperor Pilaf. Getting back to how I was spoiled before, I don't know if it's because I played Budokai Tenkaichi 3 as my first Dragon Ball game, but whenever I play a Dragon Ball game where I'm forced to play a later transformed character and not be able to transform myself, always gets on my nerves. Let me explain. The reason being is, in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, with every character that has a transformation, you aren't forced to play a specific form of what they have. When you play Free Battle, you are able to choose either their base form, Super Saiyan form, if they have a mech form or a higher form, any one that you have unlocked, and when you fight, you can put yourself into the character's shoes, and if you feel like you're backed into a corner, unable to do anything, just transform and kick their ass with enhanced or different abilities, just like they would in the show. Now for the gameplay, the juiciest of them all. The gameplay is one of the strongest suits that it has to offer, with it being a behind-the-back, third-person camera perspective. It allows you to freely move your character up, down, around, over, and even under terrain in each of the stages that you select. Each character has their own style, movesets, and even stats, making the much later versions of the characters statistically stronger than the earlier ones. One of the coolest things that I've noticed that you might not notice if you first try it, but you will once you get into the game, is that people like Hercule or Kid Goku, they won't continue to levitate. Instead, they'll slowly drift their way down. A really cool touch from the developers. The mechanics in the game is greatly improved on from the previous versions, having ones that you haven't seen before, such as the Sonic Sway, there's the Rush Key Wave, Z Counter, Z Burst Dash, night and day systems, replay mode, even character disintegrations from certain ultimate attacks. And even in the story mode that allows you to choose if you want to switch out a character to progress the story along. If you don't choose to do so and you kill whoever you're fighting, you still win. It's kind of funny to see Goku kill Raditz before Piccolo even shoots his special beam cannon. There's also a mechanic that at certain points in each battle, you have the option to use one-hit KOs to bring the battle to an explosive finale, just like the show would. It's little moments like this that makes this game so fun and unique. There are even clashes between energy beams and energy blasts. Hey kids, want to break your palms while playing? Well, do I have something for you? Just spin this dial as fast as humanly possible, and you too could be having fun.
You will be killed by
I'm putting an end to all of this! Take this! You're not using your full power! You have to let it all out! Destroyed! Explode! Sayonara!
This game really wants you to feel the nostalgia for those who watched the series when the game came out, with how it allows you to use your own playstyle. Going back on the topic of DLC, well, you may ask, well, with so many characters, there has to be DLC, right? Well, no. This game has no DLC whatsoever. Not a lick, not a whiff, not a nothing. If DLC were a nice glass of ice-cold water, we'd be stranded right in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And to me, that's what makes it stand above any other modern day Dragon Ball game. While games like Kakarot, Fighters, and Xenoverse 1 and 2 that have DLC, this game comes as it is. Everything you can imagine in it. One of my all-time favorite things that comes in this game is the fact that there are different versions of the characters. From early, mid, late Goku, with mid Goku being only able to transform into Super Saiyan 1, while the late allows you to go into Super Saiyan 1 through 3. There's even early Vegeta with Scouter, Vegeta with Super Saiyan and Super Version, Vegeta's second form with Base, Super 1, Super 2, and the fusions of Gogeta and Vegeto. I haven't even gotten into fusions yet! If you have characters selected that can fuse, you can fuse them to fully recover your health, and even fuse into whatever form they have right off the bat. This game allows you to experience the battle on your own terms. Want to go into a free battle to fight Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as Hercule and get your shit absolutely kicked in? Go ahead. Want to fight full power Frieza as Dragon Ball version of Goku and maybe win if you have a brain? Knock yourself out. You know, now that I think about it, this game is absolutely perfect for those who, when they were young, smacked toys together, imagining this whole battle that took place in their head. No wonder there are kids on the back cover. Little Jimmy over here having a blast smacking the Wii remote around having fun. When I first played this game as a kid on my Wii, that's exactly what I would try to replicate. At the time of first playing this game, I was a couple years past the age of playing with toys, but not too far where the reality of the world and how terrible people can be to one another set in. So in a way, this game is great for those who want to feel that nostalgia. Overall, this game is a must for die-hard Dragon Ball fans, and it stands the test of time, except maybe for the graphics, but there are HD mods for this game that shoot it up to 1080p on a PlayStation emulator, and while I would have played it on there, I like the feeling of having the physical disc rather than emulating. Not that I'm against emulating, I believe it to be a wonderful practice to preserve and play games that are either not sold in your stores anymore, not sold in your country, or sold online, but the prices are way too much. This game is an absolute joy to play, and I really hope that they either officially make an updated version of it, or at least port the original. There is continuous hope for an official Budokai Tenkaichi 4. I say official since there are mods for a fourth game that adds Beerus, Hit, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and every other major character in Super. Unfortunately, if they were ever to make one like it, it would be flooded with DLC, which sucks because this is one of the best Dragon Ball games out there and one of my favorite childhood games without DLC. All we can do is hope for the best. If they ever were to port the game or at least make an HD version of it, there are a few things I would like for them to fix. 1. Fix the character's audio. Sometimes there'll be characters' voices where it doesn't really match up to what's happening. For some reason in Cell's perfect form, they have Cell screaming in his Cell 1 form. 2. If there's ever a transformation or at least a scene where it's really cool like fusion and you accidentally kill the opponent, just make the next scene play. There'll be times where I'm fighting against Janemba and it's the fusion battle and I ended up killing him before I'm able to even fuse. Also, on top of that note, even when you fuse, the health bar for the opponent stays the same, so if they're at 1 bar and you use like a Big Bang Kamehameha, they're dead, so you're barely even able to experience fighting Janemba as Super Saiyan Gogeta. I guarantee you, there's not one person on this planet who likes this game who will refuse the opportunity to beat the absolute shit out of Janemba as Super Saiyan Gogeta at full HP. And if not, that's cool. The battles in this game can get so intense, you can basically copy it into a Dragon Ball episode and people won't know the difference. You'll be blinking all around, shooting beams, clashing, blast them through buildings. You can even explode the planet you're playing on if you hit it with a certain ability at a certain angle. Please, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, try to get it on the Wii or the PlayStation, and if not, then emulate it. This game is one of a kind, and there aren't many out there like it. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've gotten this far. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah. Like, subscribe, and do all that stuff that everyone tells you to do. And if you don't, then I can't control you. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoy more content from me in the future. Yeah, goodbye.